Hey everyone, it's Christy with Go See Christy Beauty Boutique located in Southern California, and we have been doing a whole video series in our Acne Hacks playlist, including how to control oily skin, how to address your acne skincare concerns. And today we're actually taking a break and we are doing how to care for eyelash extensions. So this will include how to do post-care instructions so that your eyelash extensions last longer, how to wash your face correctly so your eyelash extensions last longer, how to take a shower, as well as what is the best eye makeup remover for eyelash extensions. So here we go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about are the three main enemies of eyelash extension: glue. So these are things that continually break down the glue, make the glue clumpy or your eyelash extensions clumpy. So the first one is water or moisture, the second one is oil, and the third one is lint, dirt, and or environmental pollutants. Every one of these things that we're going to discuss are always going to relate back to one of those three main categories. So the first 48 hours after application are the most crucial, and the reason being is that the adhesive glue actually needs that full 48-hour curing time. So what that means is that glue needs to cure onto your lashes. So it's very similar to licking an envelope, pressing it down onto the other side of the envelope, and then holding it over steam. So what's going to happen is, because that adhesive hasn't cured onto the paper, it will start to peel away from the paper and break open the seal. Right? So you have to allow for that glue to completely cure onto your lash. So during that 48 hours, it is crucial that you do not expose your eyelash extensions to especially moisture and humidity. Of course, the oil as well. So I wanted to explain a little bit about the adhesive to help you understand a little bit more why this is so important. So the main ingredient in the eyelash extension adhesive is cyanoacrylates, which is basically an acrylic resin. So cyanoacrylates are most commonly known as crazy glue or super glue and Dermabond. So the main one that we're going to be talking about here is the medical, veterinary, and first aid application, or on the skin. And the first one is N-butyl cyanoacrylates and octyl cyanoacrylates. Now this was to address toxicity issues. It was to reduce the fumes. It was also to reduce skin reactions and allergic reactions. So if you have reacted to Dermabond or crazy glue or super glue, then this may not be the service for you. Now, the downside to this glue is that your eyes may be sensitive to the fumes. So if your eyes start to water during the service or after the service, then your eyelash extensions may not last as long because they're already getting wet even before the glue is able to dry. So it's almost immediately after. So if this happens, don't be surprised. It is not the eyelash extension technician's fault. It's something that you can't control or the eyelash extension technician can control. So just know that if you are sensitive to the fumes, then this can happen. Another interesting thing is sometimes the first time that a client comes in and they're exposed to the fumes, they may have no reaction. Then they come back and get a fill. It's the same glue, but then they react and they're more sensitive that day. So just know that the different times you may be sensitive to the fumes, other times you may not be sensitive to the fumes. So it is highly advised to keep your eyelash extensions as dry as possible and to avoid any moisture at all within the first 48 hours, especially if your eyes water during or after the service. So here are some tips that can help you elongate the life of your eyelash extensions, especially in the first 48 hours. The first one is, of course, avoiding water and moisture. So that includes showering, and so that may mean to take a sponge bath. So what we usually advise on the phone, even before the client comes in, is we do recommend that they do take a shower right beforehand and avoid putting any lotion or any products on their face or near their eyes. The other one is avoid using a lot of oil-based products around the eye. So this can include eye makeup removers that have kind of an oily residue, concealers, eyeshadow primers, cream eyeshadows, and pencils. So pencils tend to have wax in them, which can over time create those black clumps that look like clumpy mascara, but you can't get them off. They actually stick onto the glue and then make your eyelashes start to stick together over time. And for those of you who've had eyelash extensions and have done them for a while, you know exactly what I am talking about. I'm actually going to be including a picture of a client that came in for a fill, so you can actually see what it looks like when over time, if you don't take care of them, what they can look like. So if you're planning to use eyeliner, you still can use eyeliner, just avoid the pencil ones. The best ones are the liquid eyeliners, and the thinner the better, the more accurate that you can do. I recommend a product called Blink. Blink is water resistant. It's almost waterproof, but it's not that tough to take off. So with Blink, you can just take a simple Q-tip and make sure that there's no lint on there, and even water or non-oily eye makeup remover, and just rub and it starts to come off. So that's one product, if you're not sure, that actually really does work well with eyelash extensions. Now, if you are someone who likes to use eye cream, I do recommend that you do use an eye gel, a water-based eye gel. And a good sign that it is a water-based eye gel is that you look at the eye gel and you can see through it. So if it's an eye cream, it tends to have oil. And so how you would apply it is normally you would apply it right underneath the eye. But when you are applying an eye gel with eyelash extensions, it's recommended to do it just above the cheekbone, right up here, and above the brow line. Because with heat, the product is going to migrate just a little bit anyway. So you don't want to apply it right underneath your eye, because then that is going to get into your lash line, and you want to avoid that area entirely. Okay, so ladies, are you guys liking these tips so far? If you are, then please like this video to help support the channel, and I hope you would subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're notified when we have our latest videos on skincare tips, as well as tips on your skin and makeup. Okay, and for those of you who want to wear mascara, now some of you are going to wear eyelash extensions so that you can avoid mascara altogether, but some of you are still going to want a little bit of oomph, or you may want to apply mascara on the lower lashes. Now, the thing with most regular mascara formulations is they are designed to stay on your lashes, because your natural lashes have oils on them to keep them soft and supple. So they have formulations to be smear proof, smudge proof, and flake proof, even though you have oils on your lashes. So when you put them on eyelash extensions that have the glue on them, they can form these clumps on your eyelashes that are very difficult to remove. And so the reason why you want to use a mascara specifically designed for eyelash extension is their formulation is easily removable. Okay, and that even includes your lower lashes. And so the reason why is because when you have your top lashes and your lower lashes, when you close your eyes, your top lashes interlock with the lower lashes, which is why when you're getting the service done, the eyelash extension technician tapes down your lower lashes to separate them from your top lashes when your eyes are closed. And that is why if you put regular mascara on your lower lashes, that is why over time you will see the underside of your eyelash extensions become clumpy and they start to stick together. Okay, so here's an example of a mascara for eyelash extensions. I've used about 3 different mascaras for eyelash extension, and based on my clients, this one is the least likely to smudge and smear and come off. You can put this on the tips of your eyelash extensions as well as on your lower lashes. Now, it is really important to keep your lashes looking clean because we actually have a picture of a client who came in for a fill. She did not get full sets here, and we did have her permission to use these photos of her lashes. Now, in the beginning, I actually recommended that she get them removed first because they were so dirty and clumped together and stuck together that the fills were not even going to last. However, because she insisted on putting on some of the lashes, I went ahead, but I did tell her that if she were to come back, we are going to have to remove them. So as you can see in these pictures, her lashes are stuck together. I took a picture from where you can see a line just a little bit above the lash line where there's all these little dark black clumps that I've been speaking about, as well as when she looked up, we also took a picture underneath her eyelash extensions and how some of them were completely stuck together. So these tips are to prevent you from getting these black clumps over time. Now, she also informed us that she was using regular mascara on her eyelash extensions as well as a pencil eyeliner. So that explains a lot of the appearance of these eyelash extensions. So the next step that we're going to talk about is how to keep the lint and the environmental pollutants from clumping onto your eyelash extensions. So I am not endorsed by any of these companies. I am simply telling you again, over time, over the years of doing eyelash extension services, bringing in products, finding out that they didn't quite work, it wasn't up to par based on my clients' feedbacks. This is all the things based on my clients' experience and feedback. So I'm not being endorsed by any of these companies. You're more than welcome to check them out in the links below. And please don't forget to subscribe and like the video so people can see how to have longer eyelash extensions. Thank you, and thank you for watching.